Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting. Appreciate you being here at the channel today. And if you've not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button, and also please hit that like button as well. And in addition to that, for you folks that are opening new facilities, you folks that have existing facilities, that you need additional funding for marketing, additional funding for expansion, additional funding for personnel, hit the funding link below where you can potentially qualify for up to $250,000 in funding, with no collateral. In addition to that, we have recently rolled out our new course training program on our gym management playbook. Check it out in the link below. This is an ideal resource guide for you guys that are new at this, you're inexperienced, you're struggling at it. This will give you all the information you need to help take your business to that next level. So with that said, our topic for you today is the gym follow-up call. The gym follow-up call. This is where the relationship with your prospect begins. Okay? And the follow-up call, I've talked about this on other videos. Follow-up, it's either a gigantic problem or it's a gigantic opportunity. And what we want it to be for you is we want it to be a gigantic opportunity for folks and individuals that are not doing it the way we could or should. This can result in an additional as much as 20%. Improvement in your business. So take a look at this and let's see if we can improve upon this to help grow your business and grow your company. And so number one, get commitment for the follow-up. Okay, this is one of the easiest things to do that so many folks don't, is when you're talking to somebody, set the time for the next call. Say they are not joining today. Instead of saying, hey, I'll call you next week. Okay, Mary, would it be okay if I called you next Thursday, and is noon a good time for you? Okay, get a commitment for that next follow-up call, or at the very least, is it okay if I follow back up with you? Okay, get the commitment for that next follow-up. Know that it's going to be there. Okay, number two, you want to build equity with your customer. You want to build equity with your prospect, and you want to be remembered. And so when I'm talking about building equity here, build value. Okay, we want to motivate them. We want to inspire. We want to educate. We want to coach. And these are prospects that we're calling. And the whole point here is we are nurturing these prospects, trying to bring them through to the point that they're ready at some point to hopefully become a member. We want to continue to maintain interest and maintain desire. You might have a quick 15-minute coaching call, giving them some guidance on either exercises or proper eating schedules they can follow at home, or exercises and proper eating that they can follow when they're on the road. Okay, and then schedule that next follow-up. Okay, maybe you're sending over video information that the club has provided, or a blog that's unique to what they're trying to do. Build equity. Okay, create value here. Okay, email a reminder. Send reminders. Hey, just a reminder that we have a call on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Because the idea is you want to talk to them. One of the things that I see that happens a lot of times on follow-up is we call when we know they're not going to be available, or we don't remind them of the call. Okay, and just simply remind them. Send it over. If you're using a CRM, hope you are, send over reminder notifications. Send them over via email, via text, or however you like to communicate with them. You might be doing it via direct message, via Twitter, if that's how they like to do it. But send over reminders, because you want to talk to them. You want to nurture. Okay, you want to build value. Does this mean they're going to buy today? No. Okay, but eventually they will. And one of the things you can do, look at yourself as a resource center for your customer. You're a resource center to help them get results. Just because they're not a member yet doesn't mean they won't be. And even if they join someplace else, hang in there with them. Continue to be that resource. Continue to follow up. Continue to provide value for them. Okay. Number four, always add value. Okay. If you're sending messages on Facebook or Twitter, you've got emails going out, text messages going out, always have value at some level. Okay, don't just make it your agenda. You know, one of the biggest mistakes we make on some of this is we start calling and following up with our agenda. Well, we know what our agenda is. I want you to become a member. Their agenda is, hey, they want to lose the weight, they want to get in shape, and what they may need certainty, they need belief, they may need confidence, they need to understand, you know, why they want this. There could be several things. They might just need some trust. Okay, so make sure we're always adding value. Number 5, please be on time. Okay, you know, to me, being on time is the first promise we make to somebody. And if we break that promise, there's a tendency that they're going to start thinking you're going to break some others. So be on time. If we're supposed to call them at 10 a.m., call them at 10 a.m. If you're going to be late, let them know. Okay, but be on time for this call. If you've got a scheduled call, be on time. Every call doesn't have to just be random call whenever. You know, schedule a time. I'm calling Mary at 10. I'm calling, you know, Joe at 2. I'm calling Bill at 3. Whenever it is, you know, have it organized. You know, have it set up. And number 6, avoid opening statement blunders that most salespeople make. Avoid opening statement blunders that most salespeople make. Well, hey, have you decided to join? Mary, are you ready to get started? Okay. You know, we can set technology up to do that. We can make those kind of calls. Okay, we can do that with text messages and emails. You know, when you're making an outbound call, okay, identify yourself. Number 2, ask permission to speak. Mary, this is Jim Thomas. Mary, is this still a good time for you? Mary, are we still good for a call? Ask permission. There's power in that. Partially because no one does it. You know, it's courteous, it's respectful. And there's power because no one does it. They just blunder right into it. Hey, you ready to get started? Okay, identify yourself, ask permission to speak. And then go through what I call a little rapport building, okay, building a bridge of trust by talking about something you have in common. To me, this is the first 3 components, anyway, of every single call that we make. Okay, don't just go for it when you're calling. Now, if that's what the call calls for, that's fine. If that's the sole purpose of it, okay, that's a little different. But for the most part, when we're following up, that's not what it is. Okay, identify yourself. They may already know, they recognize the number. Number 2, ask permission to speak. Hey, Mary, did I catch you at a good time? Hey, Mary, are we still good for a call? Okay, and then number 3, build a bridge of trust by talking about something you have in common. Okay, for me, that's the first 3 components of any successful outbound call. So take a look at these. You know, 6 tips, 6 things that you can do to help build that relationship with your prospects. Make sure we're doing our follow-up. And, you know, I'll give you a little extra here. You know, we can't just make 5 outbound calls a day and think we're going to have success. I mean, the top people in the industry, I mean, seriously, they'll make 100 outbound calls a day. Some make more than that. Okay? And maybe you get a hold of 20% of them. Maybe if you're really good, you get a hold of 30%. But if for easy math here, let's just say you're working 10 hours a day and you want to make, you know, 100 outbound calls. That's only 10 per hour. That's not insurmountable when you consider probably you'll reach 20% of them if you're just making the generic call. Now, if you actually schedule appointments, you're going to have a much higher rate of efficiency on that. And so, but get in the habit of making these calls. You want to talk to as many people as you possibly can. Okay, the more folks you talk to, the more appointments you're going to have, the more people are going to show up, the more chance you're going to have to show off your facility and how you can help folks, and the greater chance you're going to get new members at your gym. So take a good hard look at follow-up and building relationships with folks. You know, these are leads that you already have. You know, if you're a gym owner, leads you've already paid for. You know, the better job we can do with these, you know, this can really improve your acquisition cost and cost per sale and things of that nature. So folks, appreciate you being here on the channel today. If you found the content and information beneficial, please hit that like button, and we look forward to seeing you all in that next video.